So, Robin, would you rather a beach day or a wine night?
Beach day, every time.
Because you're bringing.
Because I'm bringing wine to the beach, guaranteed.
Yeah. Do you bring sand to the beach?
No.
Okay, now. So she's sitting there with her wine.
That's right. That's right.
Just having a good old time in
That's
your
right.
thoughts. Welcome to our Glow from Within Wind Down Wednesdays, featuring Black Girl Sunscreen and Black Girl Magic Wines.
I am Robin McBride, and I'm the co-founder of McBride Sisters Wine Company, and we're the owners of Black Girl Magic Wines.
And I think most people know you as like the McBride sisters for the most part, right? So I can't wait to just kind of, touch like the individuality of it all.
Yeah, we have lots to talk about.
Yeah, I'm very excited. My name is Shontay Lundy, and I'm the creator of Black Girl Sunscreen. So we both have the name Black Girl in our in our products.
Yep.
There's another company that also has a similar name. There's a few. Right?
There's a few.
It's like, sometimes I think like I should have just came up with them all myself. Have you ever thought like that? Like, man, that was smart.
Right.
Or do you feel like the wine space was your calling?
Wine space was definitely our calling. And when we created Black Girl Magic Wines, not really thinking it would become as big as it did. So didn't really think about other brands that had that name in it. We were like, this is going to be one special production that we're going to do. And we didn't make that much of it. So we didn't really envision, that it would be nationally distributed, that there would be, I think we're in good company, myself, but other brands that also have Black Girl, of course, such as yourself. We didn't really think that far ahead. We were just going to do one special production. This was in 2018, and give it to our wine club members and let people buy it online, and that was going to be it.
Yeah. I think about it a little bit differently. Like I love, speaking to women of color and Black women, but the products that have come on the market, I'm like, oh my goodness, that was so smart, and it complements Black Girl Sunscreen.
Right.
So I totally could have seen myself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like creating
Yes.
whatever the product is, but
Yes.
okay, so tonight we're talking about what it takes to build from within in business, beauty, and in life. Okay. Do you remember what your day one looked like?
Well, yes, I do. And it's nothing like what we're doing today, which I feel like a lot of founders have that same story.
Well, what does it look like today for you?
I think having multiple brands, producing in multiple countries, distributing internationally, none of that, I think, was in our minds when we first started. When we first started, which was 20 years ago, almost 21 years ago,
Wow.
we were excited about wine from a very specific place, which was New Zealand, where my sister, Andrea, grew up, and importing other people's wines into California and into the US and selling them. And just getting these wines known and talking about this beautiful place, this beautiful winemaking region. And that was the only thing really that was in our minds at that time.
Okay, so I have to imagine, importing wines. There had to be some challenges, and even like understanding grapes being grown at a certain time in New Zealand. What were some of those challenges that you had?
Well, we both grew up, so my sister grew up in New Zealand, in wine country, in Marlborough and Blenheim, which is where New Zealand has become known for its Sauvignon Blanc, and she grew up right in the heart of that. And we were both born in Los Angeles. She grew up there. I grew up in Monterey up the coast, right, in California. So we both grew up in wine country. We both grew up around winemakers and grape growers and vineyards, and it's kind of part of the local culture. So the wine aspect of it and the winemaking piece of it was familiar to both of us, which is why we decided to go into this together.
Is drinking wine like water for you?
No. I also get my required amount of water. And it's funny because it's like, I don't think that we drink as much as people think that we probably drink, being winemakers. But, I have wine several times a week, probably. Not every day.
No judge me here, man.
No
judge me here. You talked about being ingrained in wine culture, your sister being from the wine country of New Zealand, you being from Monterey. Give us kind of like some insight into the craftsmanship of
Yeah. I think that's the thing that attracted us most. One is, taking this, I mean, it's agriculture, right? It starts in the vineyards, it starts from the soil, it starts with, wine grapes you harvest one time a year. And so you're curating that all throughout the year. And then having that harvest going through crush and fermentation, and then, the art that happens from there and the winemaking style being through all the way through to the finished product that people get to enjoy. And that whole process, I think, has intrigued me and my sister from day one. Like how you take something literally from the ground, from an agricultural grape growing perspective, into, that idealized kind of finished product in the bottle that people are having with dinner, gifting, celebrating. And to this day, that intrigues us. We're obsessed with that whole process and the craft of how you make that happen.
So for the folks out there, right, that may know nothing about wine and fermentation, are the wine grapes edible?
Oh, you can eat them for sure. But wine grapes are different than table grapes.
Okay.
So wine grapes are, depending on the variety, of course, are when they're ripe, much higher in sugar. So they're very, very, very sweet. If you go to a wine vineyard, at the time of harvest, those grapes are going to have a ton of sugar in them. If you eat a bunch, you're probably going to get a headache because it's a lot of sugar.
Yeah.
The grape skins are very flavorful. That's where all of those aromatic compounds come from when you enjoy wine. Most of it comes from the grape skin itself. So there's a lot more flavor in the skins than you're going to get in like a table grape, as an example. And they're generally smaller.
Okay.
And the clusters, it depends on the variety, but they can be different amounts of grapes on each one. So they really are different products. I think they're delicious.
Both, okay,
for sure. But if you're expecting like a green grape, like a table grape or a red grape, it's not that.
Yeah. What's your favorite grape to eat?
I mean, between wine grapes and table grapes, or like wine grapes? I like all grapes for sure. I really love wine grapes when we're going through. We walk the rows in the vineyards and we taste the grapes for whiteness or for ripeness and complexity that's in them. I really love Chardonnay grapes in that way.
I can't tell you if I've had a wine grape before, but my favorite type of grape is I'm doing a red grape all day.
Okay.
Over a green grape.
Okay.
I love them.
So you would love to walk through a vineyard row and just sample grapes right off the vine. They're very sweet now, but they have a lot of flavor. I think you would like it if you like a red grape.
Yeah, I do. I love a red grape. At what age did you have your first sip of wine?
Oh, wine?
10?
I was in my teens. I was in my teens, early teens. It might have been middle school age-ish.
Did anybody know? Was it like in secret? Were you like where were you?
So yes, people did know.
Okay.
And that's also a thing too with like wine culture and in wine regions. The family, there's wine at the dinner table.
Yeah.
If it's a wine making like family, a lot of times the kids are like learning about it, right? And they're smelling it, they're tasting it, things of that nature. So young.
Okay, so in your teens, so what happened? Do you remember the day?
I remember, so I grew up in a wine drinking region. My mom, inside of my home was not a wine drinking family. So there was some like junk in the house, usually used for cooking, things of that nature. And I do remember it. I remember I tasted it and I was like,
Did you like it?
I was like, whatever. I don't really get the appeal, maybe, as a child, I shouldn't, for the record.
And how much did you drink of it?
Just a little bit, just a little taste. Like my family's from the South. My mom's from like Indiana. There's other things in the house. There was like whiskey and there's other things that were going on that were more potent. But culturally, I understood grape growing and winemaking. So, but a little bit later on is when I started to understand and appreciate that you can craft a certain style, a desired style. You can take the same grape and make it 100 different ways. And that's when I got interested in it.
Okay.
What about you?
My first glass of wine probably came in my 20s.
Okay.
And I think that if you're not coming from like a culture of wine,
Yeah.
you have to be introduced to it somehow, some
Yeah.
way. And it's an elevation for women, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're in college and you're drinking hard alcohol, whether it's $2 vodka
Right.
and, you know, rum punches from fraternity and sorority
Right.
houses, you're not thinking about some old lady wine.
Right.
Right?
Right.
All right. So it's like probably like my first dinner, not first dinner date, but like a dinner date. And it's like, okay, I don't want to get, you know, what is it called? Like a vodka and orange juice. So
Right.
what do
We're
I
gonna
do?
be sophisticated and have a glass of wine.
Yeah. And my first introduction to wine was white Zinfandel. That's the starter pack, okay? For anyone coming out of college and you
It's
want to
true.
do something, you know, a little fancy at dinner, that white Zin, because it's still a little sweet. It's nothing heavy.
Yeah.
And if you don't overconsume, you'll still have your sense about you.
That's right.
So after white Zin, it was like, okay, white Zin, not in a box though. Never,
Okay.
Never in a box.
Okay. I mean, I've done it in a box.
I'm judgmental.
Okay. It's very practical.
Do you share?
I mean, well, because
It's
it's a lot of wine.
Yeah.
It's a lot of wine. You can put it in the fridge and it stays fresh because of that packaging. So if you're someone who's like has a lot of guests, perhaps, maybe not drinking it all yourself, but you know, has a lot of guests, perhaps, as opposed to a bottle of wine where, you know, you open it, it's got a little bit of a time limit on it, right? You've got a couple days where it's going to taste nice. In the box, it stays fresh pretty long.
Okay.
So it's practical.
So maybe because I saw like people in my family drinking box wine, I was just like, I'm not gonna be that person. My next elevation was Riesling.
Okay.
And
that's our best-selling wine.
Yeah, it's a level up. Now for me, it's sweet. But then it was just like, okay, this is great, and you couldn't tell me nothing about Riesling.
Okay.
and then I moved on to a red.
Okay.
I'm not gonna drop any names right now, but I'm easy at $100 a bottle.
Okay.
On reds.
Okay.
And I don't even drink them that much.
Okay.
But when I was
drinking,
drinking,
was that like a label because like the winery was well known? It's kind of a status thing.
Yeah,
okay.
sure.
But did you like the wine?
I did. I loved it.
Okay.
And because of the network that I had, that's what they were drinking.
Yeah.
So I was like automatically like, okay, we've skipped every other Pinot and
everything in between Riesling and $100 probably cab, I'm guessing, or something red. Yeah. Okay.
It was like literally in 1 year.
You just like
I went from like $12 to like 72
you had
at
a
the time,
super fast
and then it's
progression.
going up. I have a bottle from 2015.
Okay.
In my winery, and I don't know what I'm waiting for, but that's my journey. So I think a lot of women start with Zinfandel.
So so that being said, you started a lot of people started in that exact same place.
Yeah.
Most people, right, started in that exact same place. Because like you said, you're like, I don't know, what is this wine, you know, and newer drinkers almost always 100% of the time start with sweet wine.
Yeah.
Which is great. And then you start to think, oh, maybe there's some other things. Maybe I don't want the sugar, like, you know, whatever.
Back then it wasn't about that.
Okay. You didn't care about that.
Yeah.
Okay. So at a certain point for you, it transitioned to.
It was just like getting away from the hard, like party girl.
Yeah.
Energy to, you know, womanhood.
Yeah.
What a young woman
I love that.
would look like, you know, at a table.
I have a couple of questions for you.
Okay.
So what is something that people might not know about your start?
I've been pretty vocal about a lot of things. I think the independence of it all, because I talk team a lot, and not necessarily I. Starting with $33,000 of my own money.
Okay.
And that only goes but so far.
Yeah.
So what are the in-betweens of when you say, hey, I'm allocating, you know, $25,000 to product? How are you getting everything else? How are you building content? How are you getting a website? How are you making flyers? How are you going to market your product? And I think that's what building this company 10 years ago, I wasn't able to show in a big and glamorous way, if you will, right? Like the pictures that I took 10 years ago are now grainy, right? Because of the
Right.
evolution of technology. So, you know, one thing people don't know is when I picked up my first 5,000 units of Black Girl sunscreen, I rented an SUV and I went to the warehouse myself and loaded the SUV with the product, brought the product back to my, I live in a high rise in South Florida in Miami, and I used a bell cart to then take all the product out of the SUV and put it in my bathtub.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah,
that.
it was always going to go there. I never had a plan to have a storage locker or a warehouse because that wasn't
Yeah.
a cost that I couldn't absorb. It was, okay, like, where could I fit this stuff? And it was in my home. So in order to keep overhead costs, and I wasn't even thinking about things like that.
Right.
But it was more of like, well, where can I store it? Well, I have the bathroom.
Right.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
one's, it's just me here. No one's taking a shower there. So,
Right.
like, I just stored it there and I shipped it from the bathroom. So that's one thing people don't know.
So what do you think about that? I feel like a lot of us as founders, right, we have the inception of the business that we're building or the product that we're making, and people don't see that for sure, right? They don't see what the very early days look like and the reality of those situations. And at that time, frankly, we didn't want people to see that, right? We wanted people to fall in love with the romance of whatever the product was. For me, I find, as an example, all of these years later, now I'm wanting to talk more about those realities and let people know, other entrepreneurs and founders know what some of those realities are, because I don't want people to be misled about like what it really takes, right? Do you see the same thing at this stage of your business? And
Yeah, I think we only show like this, right?
right.
But going back to the question is like, what's something that somebody doesn't know? Like I was submitted for the logos, a woman with an afro as
Oh.
our logo.
Okay. Okay.
You're not like appalled
Yep.
by that?
I'm listening to
Listening?
your response to your
I was
story.
appalled. I was appalled because of the name, and it's like Black girl, and you like what empowerment. But like, why did the designer put an afro on this woman? And it's like, okay, designer, like not all Black women.
I feel like, of course they would.
So like that's something that a lot of people don't know. I never considered it. I just saw it and was like,
No.
we got to go in a different direction. And
Right.
in fact, you're probably not that designer, right?
Right.
So also knowing when to pivot from certain relationships because you realize that can't be achieved, right? And then you're just going to be spinning your wheels and spending extra money by going down that route. So that was just growth, like super early on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that we learn too, like, because when you're so small, you're so dependent on the resources around you and the people that you bring onto your teams and that you're contracting with. There's no room for misalignment. You end up with an afro.
Or, you know, sometimes I do have the mentality that you just have to do things over. Like,
Yeah.
of course you want to do it right the first time. It's true.
It's true.
We've done things over. We've definitely had to reformulate. We've definitely had to have, you know, more than one photo shoot.
Yeah.
Because maybe people say they can do things and they can't.
Right. Right.
So you learn once and...
My team, will agree with that statement. It's got to be redone sometimes. It just is what it is. You got to get it right. Okay, so I have some questions about sunscreen and the products and the world that you're in. So can you talk to us about why sunscreen is important to the Black community, and also address some of the myths about the need for sunscreen?
You know, why I think sunscreen is important to our community is because for years we've been ignored in a category that is helpful to skin. So I'm going to separate Black girl sunscreen from just the industry. Like, I just want to talk about the industry. So for eons of years, folks have been wearing sunscreen, primarily because of the burn and then ultimately melanoma. But when you look at aging and the aesthetics benefits, we weren't even spoken to
Right.
by healthcare professionals, retailers, marketers, and then brands. So it was important for me to tell the story to the community. That's why sunscreen is important, because it is out here as a very huge industry. And why has people of color been excluded from that?
Right.
That's the question that I had.
And so, what do you say to the conversations? Black skin doesn't sunburn. If skin cancer was an issue, Black Africans don't seem to suffer from skin cancers. So, how do you address that conversation?
Yeah, it's always been a challenging one, because when when you're misunderstood, it's hard for someone to understand,
Right.
right?
Right.
For the people that are open ears and open minded, that's when we're, floodgates. And I think that people experience different things. And just because you don't sunburn doesn't mean that you can't take advantage of some of the other benefits. So if we're talking about, continents that have high beaming sun, UV rays off the charts throughout the entire days, and they don't burn, like, okay, your skin has and your body has acclimated to
Right.
that climate and to that environment. But when you ask me why do I look a certain age, why don't I look a certain age, and I will tell you, here's what I use. Maybe you should try that. So it's just opening up folks' minds on not thinking so linear,
Right.
right? How do you come apart? Oh well, I don't get sunburned.
Right.
I have melanated skin.
Right.
But maybe you actually do get sunburned and your skin's peeling and you don't even know what that causes, but it was sunburn.
Right.
So
Right.
that's how I'm
You still
talking
have damage, if not
absolutely.
burn.
So that's how I'm talking to folks about sun safety that haven't been exposed to some of the skin conditions that the sun causes.
And so, do you think, I know, I'm of a certain era in my life. When I was younger, sunscreen wasn't really that much of a conversation. To be honest, when I was a child, I don't even know if it was invented. People put like zinc on their nose. But today, being different, people are interested and invested in caring for their skin, right? And for the health of their skin. And more recently, I think with your product, and maybe there's others, I don't know, the Black community is doing the same thing. So how do you see sort of this investment in, I don't want to just say the aesthetics, it's really the health of our largest organ, which is the skin, at an early age, which we're seeing more of now. And I mean, for people like me, it might be, a little later. I wish I had started earlier, probably. But how do you see that changing with the community at younger ages?
Beauty is rampant, right? Like beauty is starting a lot earlier than when we were growing up.
Yeah.
I wasn't allowed to wear makeup. I didn't have a foundation that ever matched my skin, and I washed my face with Dove and Irish Spring soap.
Right, bar soap.
Like literally.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
now, as an adult and seeing, tweeners come up and they have access because of who we are now as their parents.
Because it
I
exists.
believe, right? Because it exists. So I think that it's been quite an evolution, and I'm here for it. Yeah.
Where do you think it's going to go?
Oh, it's just going to continue to grow. I think formulas are going to become refiner, meaning whether it's a formula for your face, maybe it's a little bit more lightweight, right? And it has the ingredients that it will have ingredients for whatever you're targeting.
Okay.
So if you have, I don't know, let's just say a skin condition like acne, you can buy a sun care product that focuses on acne or eczema or rosacea or all of the things that you want your product to have.
Interesting.
That's where sun care is going.
Okay. Is Black Girl Sunscreen developing products along those lines?
Love the question. So we're thinking about solution-based products first, of course, right? Because our claim to fame is no white cast. Now everybody says no white cast because we said no white cast. First of all, no one is the color of toothpaste, right? However, because what was on the shelf, that's what you had to accept,
Right.
Robin. Like,
Yeah.
you had to buy the product and you looked however you looked
Right.
because that was there. I said, no, that's not acceptable. I'm not wearing a product that makes me look uncomfortable or not who I am. So, we fast forward to 2026, most companies are using the call out, no white cast. So it's
Right.
become we have set the standard of what sunscreen should look like.
Right.
Yes.
And they're just replicating that same talking point.
Oh, well, it's not a replication. It is them saying, we want the black dollar too. We are seeing that that there is a group of black and brown people that are spending money on sunscreen. We want it.
As suspected.
Sure. How do I feel about it?
Yeah.
I used to get my panties in a bunch.
Yeah.
But, I've become a little bit more collaborative.
Okay.
And I see it as expanding the sun care market. So if this big company that has large reach is talking about, hey, black people of color, you should wear sunscreen, great.
True.
Because we may not have that reach. We may not have the marketing budget to make a national commercial. Go ahead, do it. That doesn't mean they're going to love your product. They may try it and then find a product that works for their skin ultimately.
Right. So how do you, as a founder, think about that and think about like how, if you do it all, like adjust your messaging and how you talk about the products?
No, I love it. I love it. There's no adjustment needed. We're a mission-based, mission-driven based organization, and our customer knows that we honor their complexion. So it's super authentic from a super authentic woman.
Beautiful.
So I don't need to talk. I don't even need to talk about it because it shows.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Cheers to that. We have a we have a little rosé. Cheers.
Cheers. Take a little sip. Mine started with a sip, y'all. And well, I got the whole day to get through. So this is
Indeed.
a little afternoon moment. This is actually taking me out of my routine.
Is it?
Oh, absolutely.
Do you have a strict routine?
Throughout the day, yeah.
Yeah.
And I have a straight beverage routine too.
Okay. What
yeah.
is that?
What's it like? Orange juice in the morning, first thing. Then some sparkling water, then regular water. I'll do like some type of espresso because I also do like peptides and NADs.
Oh, you do?
I do. So then I'll roll into like a turmeric shot.
Oh, love those. Yeah. Yeah.
Then some more water. I'll drink some electrolytes.
Okay.
And then more water. I'll go into a Red Bull. Listen, I am hydrated.
You are hydrated.
And then to close out tonight.
I feel hydrated sitting next to you right now.
And then to close out at night, it's maybe a tea. And then more water. Yeah. A lot of fluids.
I love it. I think I'm not as regimented per se, but that's kind of just loosely my theory. I'm like,
wine
all
day.
No, I don't actually. But like whatever drink, water. Just every other drink. It's like something water. For me, I start juice. No,
I'm
water.
kidding with you.
Actually, water first.
Okay.
Coffee. Okay. Water. Juice. I might have a wine at lunch.
By 11.
We don't know.
Okay. I love it.
It depends. It could be a business lunch. We're drinking wine.
Sure.
Water. So I'm kind of like every other drink, every other beverage is a water to make sure I'm not replacing. Look, there's a lot of wine around. Okay.
Yeah.
So, we have to make sure we stay hydrated. How does, you have a lot of confidence.
Do I? Does it come out?
It does. And I love it. And I'm thankful for it. So how does that confidence impact your business decisions?
Okay, so before starting Black Girl Sunscreen, I asked myself 3 questions. The first question is, will other Black women wear the product? The second question was, do I have the resources to start the business? And then the third question was, do I have the confidence? And once all 3 of the questions were answered yes, then I moved forward with the logo, the website, the formulation and all that stuff, right?
Okay.
Confidence, your question is about confidence. And it has to be major because although sometimes I may not have confidence when walk into a situation, a room, a conversation, I don't let that show. I have been in leadership roles since I was born. I'm the oldest of 6.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I'm the oldest of 6. I was first chair violinist
Okay.
in middle school. I was the captain of my track and cheerleading squad. I
Okay.
have been on multiple committees. So
You've been an
confidence
achiever.
in leadership actually comes very natural for me, but it was actually placed upon me because I was the first child.
Yeah.
I didn't have a choice. So how does it play within the Black Girl Sunscreen? Whether it's making deals, negotiations, hey, saying like, we want this in our formula versus we don't want that in our formula, or hey, like, no, this doesn't align with the brand. It's more about knowing what I want and not wavering, right? Where that's a skill set that I can't teach anyone. It's just ingrained within me because I'm seeing the vision. I don't necessarily have to see B through Z. I see A, D, P. It's a whole picture.
It's the vision.
Yeah,
that
never
we-
linear.
Really?
Never.
Really interesting. So I have a question, kind of founder to founder question then.
Sure.
So how, as you have evolved as a founder and owning those critical decisions for the products and for the brand and for the company, where is the balance, or how have you evolved or learned how to have that balance? Because that's been a struggle for sure for me and my sister, is empowering our team for sure, taking input. We have very, very strong beliefs about everything that we've done and opinions for sure. But we've had to learn over time, right, what to sort of let other people have more input on, and where are the hard lines that we say, no, we know this to be the thing that will be successful and that we want, and this is our vision, and this is what's going to happen.
Oh, I'm great at delegation.
Oh, are you?
Oh, yeah. Listen, you think I want to type an email? No. So where I will go with this is brand identity, brand and Shontay's identity. That right now they're too interlocked, they're too intertwined, right? And I'm trying to figure out at what point does the step away look like? Because for the last 10 years, I've been building Black Girl Sunscreen, and it's become who I am.
Right.
Whether it's my social media, right? I mean, Black Girl Sunscreen, you can clearly see that I'm working on Black Girl Sunscreen when you come to my page.
Right.
Honestly, one of the best things about Black Girl Sunscreen, though, it has gotten me into many rooms, whereas the Shontay name brand may have not.
Right.
So it's because of what I built, I'm doing these things over here. So that's what I'm trying to work on today, is how to separate the two. The brand can run independently from Shontay.
Yeah.
And that's because we have amazing people
Right.
that are on top of operations, that are on top of the finances, that are on top of, company communication, fulfillment. We have the people in place. So that allows me to go out and do what I do, whether that is represent Black Girl Sunscreen in a space, in a room, go out to the non-believers and maybe convert or maybe not. Or, show up on set to a photo shoot to say like, hey, team, you're actually doing a great job. I'm going to go now. So there's different roles that I play as an operator.
I think it's really interesting when you talk about brand, because that's something that's been a work in progress for us, for me and my sister as founders, for a longer than we anticipated it being. But it does have to be very intentional, right? And even for the teams and for the content that you create, making that separation to say, is it your page that's talking about the product, or is the product talking about you? And where is that separation? And like for us with Black Girl Magic as a wine brand, that was never intended to be about me and Andrea, and it's never intended to be our personas that were associated with the brand, but there's such a strong pull. People want to bring the founders into it.
Yeah.
So I think it's just an interesting space to be in, and it sometimes doesn't happen as quickly as we like to make that definition.
So Black Girl Sunscreen is not about Shontay Lundy. By no means necessary. However, Shontay Lundy does talk about wearing Black Girl Sunscreen and the plight of being an entrepreneur. Right? So do sometimes those things overlap? Sure. Do people want to be able to tap into your brain and your resources?
Yeah.
Sure. But being the face of the brand is something different, and that's not what I am.
And have never been.
No.
Yeah.
I will pop up in a campaign here and there. Don't get me wrong.
Okay.
Because, listen, I've learned how to pose, shoot, all the things.
You've been seen.
And I've definitely been seen. But a face of a brand is in every campaign, right? They're in all the content. That's not me. I make content about Black Girl Sunscreen, talking about, hey, here's a challenge that we face. Black Girl Sunscreen does not talk about the same challenges as me because they can't. They're a brand. I'm the founder. So that's the differentiation there.
Yeah.
All right, Robin. So we're gonna do something called like a rapid round fire. We're both gonna answer the questions. Okay.
Pressure.
Okay. Not so much.
Maybe.
What is one thing every female founder should invest in?
Yourself, and how you interpret that, I think, is kind of up to you. But I think the investment in your well-being, your mental health, whatever that may be, is key to your success.
Okay. I have two things.
Okay.
Prioritizing sleep. So you know how founders just kind of like get off on this, like, I'm grinding, I'm hustling, and, you know, I went to sleep at 1 and I'm up at whatever, 5. I think, you know, minimum 6 to 7 hours of sleep, because without the sleep, you don't really have that energy. That's my first one. My second one is who you involve yourself with your partners. So not necessarily business partners, but your friendships, your romantic partners, because you want them to be as supportive as possible. So I would invest in proper rest, and then having really encouraging people around me.
Agreed. I love that.
Okay.
Was there a time you didn't get proper rest as a founder?
I don't know if I get
I was going to say, what if I went to sleep at 2 a.m. this morning and I got up at 6?
You know, it's
not every day, maybe.
Yeah, not every day, but like 3 to 4 days out of the week, you should be prioritizing rest. Yeah. Okay. What's one thing that, I think this is the question, one thing that you could change through your journey? Yeah.
That's a tough one.
Yeah.
One thing that I would have changed may have been some of our partners and partnerships early on.
Yeah.
And I think when you're new, you don't know, right? You're learning, but
Sure.
in hindsight, I do feel like there was a little bit of time spent that, you know, could have been spent in other ways if we'd had a better understanding of who we were dealing with. What about you?
One thing I would change is dictatorship from external people that think they're, you know, doing something for the betterment of your business, but it's really to benefit their business.
We might be talking about the same thing.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah. In hindsight, we live and we learn.
Yeah, so I don't do that anymore.
Same.
Okay. So Robin, what's one habit, you know, that has changed your life? Yeah.
I would say limiting twofold. One, which you mentioned, which is sleep, because I very much was a founder who was like, I'll sleep when I'm dead, and thought I didn't need sleep. Turns out you do need sleep. And limiting sort of screen time, particularly like television, things of that nature.
Are you watching true crimes though at night?
I mean, I do sometimes watch them. I said limiting.
Okay,
but I don't have a TV in my bedroom though. At home.
Okay.
I have a TV in the living room, which I don't.
So you watch it even in the living room? That's even scarier.
No, I don't watch it at home. I watch it when I'm traveling in hotels.
Okay. In the hotel?
The scariest place to watch true crime. But I do. I don't have a TV in my bedroom. Okay. So kind of limiting that consumption, and then also making this shift from, I love to just consume like data and information, but making the shift from less of audiobooks to reading paper books.
Okay.
Because I feel like it just centers you in the moment more to sit down and read a book on pages versus what I was doing, which was listening to audiobooks while I was doing all of the things.
Okay. So one thing that one habit that has changed my life is being very intentional on who I talk to daily.
Okay.
So if I'm running the business, I'm really talking to my business folks during the week, and that doesn't necessarily mean that it is folks internally within the organization, because there are peers and founder friends that I had that could really recharge me, whether it's super top of the morning or ending the night. But I do make sure that this person does have a very positive mindset. So I do keep my schedule, like if it's during the week, it is my business, and on the weekend, that is when I have time to, you know, play around.
Catch up with friends.
Yes. The next habit is I pick my battles. Robin, if it's not changing anything drastically,
Yeah.
just go ahead and do that. I choose not to fuss with you.
Same.
So no more fussing. Whereas before, I think I was like, it has to be this way. It has to be that way. No, it's okay.
Yeah.
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 I feel that. It's been a long journey for me anyway to get to that point.
To not fuss with people.
Yeah. To let some things be and let some people do what they're gonna do without my energy going into it.
All right.
Prioritizing.
Most expensive mistake that you've made in the last year?
Okay, I was gonna say we've actually
In the last
made
year.
a lot of expensive
In the last
mistakes.
year.
Most expensive mistake in the last year, I would say, was bringing on an expert as a consultant.
Because they're now experts, huh?
We paid for their expertise and, in fact, did not further our business, potentially
That's sad.
held us back somewhat.
What was the retainer?
More than zero, which is what it was worth.
I mean, $5,000 a month?
Oh, no, more than that, for sure. A few times that.
So like 15?
Ish.
Yeah. They got you.
Yeah. And it's, I'm going to leave it there. Cost us a lot in terms of just capital expenditure, but also from the wrong direction for the business.
And that's a learning experience, right?
Yeah.
Because you bring in someone that has a perspective outside of the business that you're hoping will bring new valuable insight into the business.
Right.
Their rate is higher than a full-timer,
Right.
So you don't even get all of their time.
Right.
And then whatever work is produced at the end of the contract, you weren't able to implement it into your business.
That's right. And the strategy that was developed and that we pursued cost us money.
So you listen to the person.
We
initially
went after that strategy, which was not the right strategy.
Yeah, you got effed all around.
And
then they just outside still consulting. And you would never say, don't hire this person, right?
Oh.
Or you would?
I have.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Soft life or hustle life for you?
It used to be hustle life because I got to the soft life from hustling. Can't have one without the other. In my situation, everybody's situation and story and journey looks different. But I sold everything I had to build Black Girl Sunscreen.
Right.
I eat hot dogs and beans still to this day sometimes, by choice.
Right.
But I was definitely eating that in my early days. And spaghetti, pasta cost $2. And then eggs.
I know. Rice.
Yeah. No, I would burn the rice. So yeah, hustle life to get to the soft life. So I can really appreciate what soft life is. And that is, a different definition for most people. Soft life could also, for me, soft life is having people around me that also want to see me have a soft life.
They're supportive of your goals.
Yes. So don't be talking to me about nothing then. No.
Right. Don't bring me.
Nothing on nothing. You see, I'm over here about to get in this bath. Can you get my fruit
with a
right?
glass of wine.
Soft life.
Soft life.
Yes. So different definitions. It's not necessarily luxury stuff. It's a state of mind.
Yeah. I don't see it as luxury. I see it as things are taken care of that I don't have to take care of.
Yeah.
Whatever that is. That's the goal still. But there's still a draw, like the hustle life. It's still, I can't lie, it's still a draw. Like I still have energy for it. But at some point,
Robin, what are you hustling at right now? Let me ask you that.
we're hustling.
On what?
Selling mostly.
What's your definition of hustle?
And it will vary for sure by people.
Yeah.
But is delayed gratification.
Oh.
So putting in the work now without necessarily reaping those rewards today for a future benefit. So, which can mean a whole bunch of things, right? But like as an example, right now, we're doing everything from stem to stern, from the ruta to the tuta, from the soil to being at national accounts, to being in distributors' warehouses, to doing the hard pitches, the hard sells, like developing the deck. So like when we're talking about our travel, right? Like I'm in 6 cities in the next 8 days, right? And that's what it is. Now, are those benefits that we're going to reap today? Not necessarily, but I believe in what we're doing, right? So that hustle is doing the work with the expectation that there will be a payoff.
Love that definition. But so hustle or soft life?
Well, so that's the thing. I want a soft life, but if I'm being real honest, like I still have energy for the hustle and I enjoy it.
So
eventually want a soft life.
Okay.
If I was chilling today and all the things were taken care of, there's a chance I could be bored.
Yeah, I get that.
It's being honest.
Yeah, I get that.
Okay, this or that.
I need both.
I was like morning routine or night routine.
Yeah.
You have to have a morning routine and a night routine, right?
I have more time for my night routine.
Okay.
Yes.
I lean more towards morning routine.
Okay.
I'm an early riser, and so I have to figure out how I'm going to use that time kind of before the day gets started.
Got it. So, Robin, would you rather a beach day or a wine night?
Beach day, every time.
Because
I'm bringing wine to the beach, guaranteed.
Yeah. Do you bring sand to the beach?
No.
Okay, now. So she's sitting there with her wine.
That's right. That's right.
Just having a good old time in your thoughts.
I just came back from that, so.
Beach day or wine night?
Yeah. Beach night or wine day?
No, not wine day. I'm going beach. I'm a woman of the sun.
Yeah.
I love the heat. Mm-hmm. I love how I feel when I'm, just hot. I love being in a bikini in a bathing suit. I love the ocean. I love all that it has.
With wine. So, I just want to say how excited I am for this collaboration. Truly.
Okay.
Because as I mentioned earlier, me and my family have loved your products from years ago, before it was available in retail. We were bulk purchasing online, and I think before we had Black Girl Magic wines even. Mm-hmm. So we've been fans for a long time. And the fact that we have a wine that is, I think, complimentary, a sister to Black Girl Sunscreen, makes me really happy. I'm excited about it.
Thank you for saying that. Kind words, and you had mentioned it off camera, so I believe that that's very genuine.
It is.
I am not necessarily excited about collabs. I'm excited about the people. Mm-hmm. I'm excited about meeting you and understanding who you are as a woman, as an entrepreneur, and what you're going through. And when I said Black Girl Sunscreen puts me in rooms, Black Girl Sunscreen just connected me to you, and you are amazing. So it's less about, our products having synergies, but more about the real life connections now. The byproduct will be, we are cross-pollinating our communities, right? So I'm sure if you know about BGM, you'll probably know about BGS. And if you don't know, well, now you know.
Now you do.
So go ahead and head over to wherever you need to head to. Okay, so I just kind of
insert there.
Yep. Okay. Cool. So that's what I was excited about. More about meeting you.
Yes, me too. I never thought I would get a chance to meet you, so.
Yeah, because you've been like floating around. Listen, we've done collabs together. I see your stuff in gift boxes, and it's just like,
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, on a product level. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
just sometimes don't. The opportunity arises, and hopefully it's like a fast yes and not like a
Yeah.
because it was always a fast yes for us.
Okay. Us too. I mean, we were trying to be like, coy and be like, hey,
Who you?
hey, yeah,
I can see that.
yeah.
Why?
Like, hey, I don't know. You're a big deal.
So are you.
You're a big deal to me. So we didn't
Thank
want to
you.
be like arbitrarily be
Yeah.
like, hey, let's, do some random stuff. We wanted it to be
Oh, this is very intentional.
intentional
Yeah.
and to have that energy, mutually. So
Yeah.
I'm happy. Thank you.
You're welcome. Soon you're gonna get calls like, "Hey, do you carry Black Girl sunscreen?" And we're gonna be getting calls.
Yes.
Do you carry Black Girl one?
Yes.
Two different companies, but
Right.
yes, yeah, we two different companies. Every day I'm hustling, 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 hustling.
I'm just so happy that we had this conversation today. I think people have ideas about what it really takes, what that hustle and grind is, without really knowing what goes on behind the scenes. So it's a special moment to be able to have these conversations with another founder. Thank you.
Every day I'm hustling, hustling, hustling.
Hustling, hustling.